This exhibition came about as part of our 20th anniversary of the Aronoff Center and the Weston Art Gallery. Hard to believe that we have arrived at that time frame. Kelly and I have had the privilege of working with Salli really from the very beginning of this gallery space. So it's been a long journey for us. Salli really established the excellence in programming here, the broad-based programming. She really set the foundation and determined the course that we've continued to follow in the years since she's left the gallery, and we continue to build on that foundation. We've invited a number of people tonight to participate in this kind of very casual discussion, and I'd like people in the audience who may have known Salli to chime in or ask questions at any point. But starting to my left here is Sarah Young, who was Salli's collaborator for many years, continues to work in production design for movie productions, has most recently worked on the Carol film, I believe. Billy Larkin, Salli's son, who's a very talented musician who has performed throughout Cincinnati for many, many years. We have a photo of Billy on the wall that Diana took in 1978 from, I believe that was at the Paper Piece performance at the Contemporary Dance Theater. Billy worked with Salli in providing music or scores for a number of these pieces. In the center here is Carolyn Gutjahr, who Salli worked with for many years on the City of Cincinnati Arts Allocation Committee, which Carolyn led for over 20 years. The city, unfortunately, that has been disbanded, much to our chagrin. Jefferson James, who's at Contemporary Dance Theater, an organization which performs here at the Aronoff Center and the Jocelyn Kaplan Theater, and 40-year plus organization.
43 this year.
43. That's an amazing run. And then Bill Larkin, married to Salli for many years and worked with Salli on a number of these productions. And Bill loaned a number of pieces from his private collection to the show, which I'm grateful for. Sarah? You were collaborated on, how many pieces did you collaborate on?
Collaborated.
You go back to the paper piece as well. You photographed. You have
Well,
some of your photographs
yeah,
are here.
some of my photographs are there.
Portrait of Salli out here. These three that were done at the Belvedere.
Photographed most all the Larkin, especially Teardrop. I worked on the Mod Gone with Jay Ashman.
Had a wonderful experience in the workhouse.
Yeah, the workhouse. But it was really, I was just a collaborator and helper. Jay Ashman, the black and white footage was really his genius, and I just helped him and helped Salli. But Salli had the vision for all of it, and we all just went with her. And she had very strong ideas, and I think Mod Gone started out differently, and it just kept getting better and better.
You did a rehearsal for Salli, and you talked to her maybe about, well, I don't see them in long pants, or I don't see them in skirts for this, or you made some suggestions, and then she would do a drawing, and you'd say, that's gorgeous. Can we afford it?
I remember those arguments.
Yeah. And she, well, you have to have something, but anyway. And it was new fabric, different designs. She never repeated anything. And it was so much fun to have that collaboration and to have her there in the rehearsals, and then to come to tech rehearsal and to make repairs or do fittings if something needed to be redone, and then to also give you a little critique of what was going right or what wasn't. And then I was on the Cincinnati, the City Arts Allocation Commission with Salli for a number of years, and from that, you knew what a wonderful artist and person she was, and then you began to see what kind of a mind she had and what kind of dedication she had to arts and the support, government support for creative work.
The thing that I most want to share with everybody is that's like more personal connection with my mother. Number one is that the opportunity to work with your parent on art projects is just unbelievable. I'm so grateful. And I assume that she was excited about that from the other side.
But yes.
Because that's kind of a rare thing. I mean, I don't think you don't get an opportunity to actually be a co-creator with your parent. But I also, I kind of realized something about myself and my own career, because I look at all of her work, and the disparate nature of it is unreal. I mean, there's not a single kind of subject matter that she hasn't tried to tackle or taken on, and move to the next thing. I do that same thing with music. But what was really neat, though, is when I think about when Duke Ellington was asked about, what kind of music is the best music? And he said, well, there's only two kinds of music, good and bad. So you just pick. So Mom would always help us figure out, that's good, that's not. It's not so good. You can pass by that one, but that one you need to pay attention to. So like pointing to the blue penny, pay attention to this. It was like, wow. So you knew that you could stop and go, I got to get something out of this, right? And really just incredible, like I said, legacy. I just feel super, super fortunate, and as hard as it is to pursue the arts, and I know that she had that same struggle.
Yeah.
It is amazing to wake up every day and do something that you love with a passion. And my mom taught me that passion, to love what I do and to do it with love.
The Pope came to Denver, and the big young people's deal, as I recall it, and I'm not going to be able to come up with which Pope it was. There have been several all the way down the line, but it was John, I think. It was the good guy. It was John. So Salli ran this theater group, the Fountain Square Fools, and she put together a passion scene, the Stations of the Cross, the passion scene. And she chose to have a woman as Christ. So, do any of you remember the nun that was on cable television? This vicious nun. No,
Yeah, she was vicious.
oh, she was, farther right than you
Sister
know.
Angelica.
But she had her own television show. So, of course, Salli made all the arrangements. The group went out there with the female Christ. And then this Angela, wasn't it? Sister Angela, wasn't it?
Angelica.
Angelica, thank you, dear.
No,
Thank you.
actually, Shilliga.
Oh, well then, thank both of you. Went on the warpath, and it was called celeb there. And it went all the way to the Pope. I'm not kidding you, it went all the way to the Pope. And of course, his answer was that Christ is humanity, and therefore it is perfectly legitimate for a woman to play Christ as it is for a man to play Christ. It was a big deal. It was on the news and all the rest. And it's something that I hadn't thought about, and I wanted to share with you because it's all about Salli. It's all about Salli. She didn't give an inch out there in Denver. She says, this is what we're going to do. And they pressured her, and she said, take it to the Pope. Take it to the Pope. And the Pope says, perfectly. It's very Christian. So that happened.
I want to add one thing, although I don't know that she actually did calligraphy, but Salli had the most beautiful handwriting in the world. And
She was taught by the nuns.
yeah, that was good. And, I think that her ability to write carried on to some degree as her illness progressed, which was kind of a nice thing. And her dedication to public support of the arts was something that was really, really impressive, because Salli continued on the Arts Allocation Committee after she resigned as the director of the Weston Arts Gallery. So she served on the Arts Allocation Committee from 1995 to 1995 to 1999. And one of the things that she wanted to do as an active member of the committee who had a disability was to show that if you have a disability, you can participate fully. And so she had this speaking machine called a dynamite.
Yeah.
And the way our public application review sessions worked is that there were teams of 2 who had responsibility for a subset of the applications. But everybody reviewed all the applications, but the teams would present the facts of the application and open the discussion, and then the other committee members could make comments. So Salli programmed her comments, whether she was the lead presenter or the second presenter, she programmed her comments into the dynamite. And she even, if she was just amazingly creative, she programmed in, I agree, or I disagree, and blah, 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 whatever. So she thought of her participation in so many different layers and really worked this little machine. And I was just, really, really grateful that, that I had the opportunity to work with Salli and to see such strength and dedication